It's totally lined and finished up. Just a real fun one, cute little bag. I will tell you there are some tricks on this. It is a fun bag to make, but there's a couple little things that I would tell you that you would probably want to do when you're making it. The pattern's only $1, so I mean, hey, really, you know, just kind of fun. And then, like I said, using the vinyl for inside the glasses. So just kind of fun, give it a little sparkle. So that, have to remember I'm loading everything in front of the sewing machine, and I'm going to be using the sewing machine. This wasn't real smart. And I'll just stack it all up over here. And then I don't think you can see it from the angle of the camera, but we did, Raina finished the Autumn Acres quilt from Embroidery Blake. And we're going to have it hanging up here in the shop. It's done. It's really a gorgeous quilt. Really great for fall. It's not screaming Halloween. There is orange and black and gray in it, but it really turned out nice. Very, very pleased with it. I think it's cool. So it's going to be, we're actually going to hang it up behind my desk. So when you come in, that's where it's going to be. So, and we do have the kits available for that. So, what I decided to work on tonight is Tina had ordered in a foot from Baby Lock for me that I had some interest in, and it's called the Border Guide Foot. So I don't know how you can see that it's about 1.5 inches wide, and it has red markings on it to help you keep your stitches straight. So I made one bag. This was the first bag that I made and using it. And I used the Velveteen from Kimberbell, and then also the Kimberbell crochet-edged zipper, just because I thought it would be kind of fun. And then I used Wonderfil, their Tutti. Did I get that right? Yes, the Tutti thread, which is variegated. And it's stitched up beautifully. I don't know if you can really see the colorations in here or not, but the variegated thread is working out. It worked out really well. So I did the kind of the turquoise thread with the turquoise zipper on the red. That was my first one. And then when I decided that I wanted to show this project off tonight, I decided that I wanted to go ahead and make another one. So I did it with navy blue, and I used kind of a purple variegated with the purple zipper. So I didn't use the whole piece of the Velveteen. I had some left over, and that's what I'm going to be demoing on tonight, so that you can see how easy it is to do to keep your decorative stitches straight as you're stitching on this, and particularly because this is Velveteen, which it wants to walk anyway. So it worked out really well. So as I said, this was a foot that I had Tina get for me from Baby Lock, because I thought this would be really fun to play with, and I have been having fun with it. And then, but for those of you, my Janome people, we also have it, and it comes in both the 9mm and the 6mm size. And it's basically the exact same foot, just made for a Janome. And it's actually called the same thing too, unlike my edge join foot that has 6 different names. And I never name it the right thing. But so the Border Guide foot is both available for both Janome and Baby Lock. So I am going to be, I've had some people ask me about writing up some instructions on doing the bag totally lined so that they know how to do it. So what I've done is I did it out of cotton. So I'm going to write up the instructions for you so that we'll have it. I am writing them with either using the crochet-edged zipper or doing an inset zipper. So you'll have the instructions for both. And I'm in the process of getting those written for you. I took pictures as I went along. So we do have those. So just some fun stuff. As I said, I used the Kimberbell Velveteen, which comes in, I think, like 6 or 7 different colors. I'm not sure totally how many there are. We did get just today, they have a brand new color out in the Velveteen, and it's called Pumpkin Spice. It's not a screaming orange. It's more of a muted orange. Actually, just the name Pumpkin Spice. It has quite a bit of brown in it, and it's really yummy color. So we have that in. We have a number of the Kimberbell crochet-edged zippers. I also have some crochet-edged zippers from other companies. So I just happened to pull these up because these are a nice length to work with the Velveteen. Obviously, you can do this on any other fabrics. It doesn't have to be the Velveteen. I just wanted to show that because it's kind of fun to work with. One thing that you will want to do is I did back the Velveteen with SF101 to give it a little bit of stability, just to kind of help it feed through the machine a little bit better. So that being said, I'm just going to sit down and show you what I did. First off, I will tell you that I drew a mark on the fabric for my first stitch. I just used a chalk liner to get it to go down the center. So I don't know if you can see it, but there is a white chalk line about in the center of this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a triple stitch because that makes it a little heavier, a little more visible. And I am using the same purple Tutti. Why can't I remember that? Tutti. I'm using the same Wonderfil's Tutti, but using the purple, and that was what I used on this one. So I just figured since I had this scrap left over, this is what I would show you tonight, how the foot works. So Jackie's probably going to pop the camera around. So we got this set up so that you should be able to see the bed of the machine. And so the first thing I'm going to do is just there's a little tiny guide for the center position, for the needle. So I'm going to just do the triple stitch right down that center line. I figured the straight stitch for me to start with was probably the easier guide for me to stitch from first. So that's why I chose the triple stitch. And then you're just going to go through, and I'm just going to pick a decorative stitch. So what Baby Lock suggested in their directions is so that you have that center foot, and then, so I don't know if they can see it or not, but there's 2 sets of lines on both sides of the foot. So what they recommend is that for your next line of stitching, so here was the line that I would have just stitched on. So I'm going to take that line and I'm going to run it on the outermost line for that decorative stitch. And then they recommend from there that you go in between the 2 for your third or whatever. So let me get this baby on here. Sitting at an angle and I can't see. So I'm just going to follow that line. I'm going to follow it right down there as I'm doing this candle wick. Okay. And then what they recommend is that if you wanted to do another row of stitching, if you wanted them close together, is that you're going to use those two then as your guide. So now I'm just going to, to do it. So what I've got here is I'm now looking at, so I've got the edge of the triple stitch on one side of the foot and the edge of the candle wick on the other side of the foot. And that's just what I'm going to be watching for that stitch. And so that helps to keep that row straight. And you just want to watch the edge of that foot to make sure that it stays in line. And there, I mean, 3 perfectly straight lines of decorative stitch. So you can just go on and you can cover this. If you wanted, you could draw a line on an angle and you could just make some lines going out. Just if you want your lines to just be straight, this is the best foot because it just helps keep everything exactly on track. And if you're kind of a straight line person like I am, that really helps because it makes me happy because that's going to be straight. So I would just take, if I was going to do another, I would go through the center of the candle wick stitch. I would follow that on that red line and just go right on down. I'm watching the red line in the center of the candle wick. So there again, perfectly straight. So then I could decide if I wanted to put another line in here, or I could just, I have hundreds of decorative stitches. I could just start, I mean, what a great way to play with and use those because we have them. Why not play with them? Even if you just wanted to stitch over a ribbon or something like that, you could easily do that too. So just a lot of fun, fun little foot to have in your arsenal. Which camera am I on? Oh, I gotta stand up. Okay, I'm up. So anyway, I hope you thought that was kind of fun. As I said, available both on Janome and Baby Lock. We have it, one of the sizes of the Janome, we'd have to order it in, but we can. Just real fun to play with, like I said, with all those decorative stitches, because there's a lot of us have the machines that have those decorative stitches. Let's play with them. You know, they're just fun to decorate things with. Just think how cool that would be too if you wanted to maybe have them on the collar of a blouse, or if you wanted to run it down the front of a blouse, you would be able to, you would get it straight. I mean, it would just be, you know, just like 3 rows of decorative stitching would be down the front and it would be straight. So just kind of fun, you know, it made it work out really easily. So again, hope you guys found us. Keep looking. We are here. And we're going to be, so, oh, actually, we forgot to do our last giveaway from the last time, so we're behind schedule, guys. Sorry.
Back to that.
We'll get to it.
Too much tonight.
I know, yeah. Little crazy going on tonight with all the new things, but we'll get to it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing everybody. And we are hoping we're Jackie and I are getting together tomorrow. So we're going to start working up some classes. And so you guys can come in and see us. So anyway, thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful evening.